Hello everybody, my name is Mike from m.a.d Gaming, and welcome to Kyle is Famous, a game about leading some bloke through his normal life and hoping weird stuff doesn't happen to him. It's a game with an absolute shit ton of endings, as you can see here. I count 21. My math is good, yo. Anyway, let's check out Kyle's life. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Okay, pretty weird way to start. Sure. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Well, if it's popular, it's the same thing. Insiders called Kyle a most excellent, dumpy white man. I'm not sure that's a compliment. Anyway, Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Sure, science is cool. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Right, most online videos are best of clips taken by Kyle's latest broadcast. That sounds familiar, that's like YouTube these days. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Shit, and I'm in control of him. That's not good. It's not good. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She's a kind and lovely philanthropist. Oh, I thought it was like going to be interviewing like Hugh Jackman or something like that. Or Leonardo DiCaprio. Or, I don't know, scrape the bottom of the barrel. Robert Pattinson, there we go. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Oh, I shall do none of that. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview, because he's obviously done none before this. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Cool! Okay, so time left until interview 30 hours. So I'm assuming everything we click will reduce the time. Okay, so we can wither away or exit the bed. Let's play this in a kind of positive way to start with. Let's exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Okay, we can open the closet, scavenge. Right, so okay. So every action we take reduces the time left by an hour, not the game, but the time left by an hour. Okay, so we want to sit at desk because we're like making notes, right? Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down, although it took him an hour to do it because Kyle is the slowest man alive. He's like the anti-Flash. The Slash. No. Okay, write notes for interview. Took him an hour. Kyle wrote down his first question. Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Are you a mother? Okay. Beef, mashed or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Or what are some diet tips? Yeah, sure, that one. I purposely ran over a puppy. I so want to click that. But I want to do this nicely. What's your funniest story? Sure. What's your guilty pleasure? Oh, you're guilty! Just shout that in her face. Oh, you're guilty! Bitch! Do you feel guilty? What's your guilty pleasure? We'll go with that one. Kyle ripped his page over his notes of his notebook and got up from his desk, although it took him 7 hours to write that. Sure, why not? Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Okay, well, we don't need to do that. Let's go back to the room. That took an hour. Holy crap. We probably need to get dressed. Let's open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could really only see his hanging shirt. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. We are going to wear a skunk pasties. I don't even know what skunk pasties actually is. Pasties? To me, that sounds like Cornish pasties. Like I know a lot, like nearly 50% of my audience is American. You won't know what the hell a Cornish pasty is. Google it, like I'm about to Google skunk pasties. Pasties? God's sake. No, I decided I can't be bothered to Google it. I'm just going to put a slick suit on. Oh, yes. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into his suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Cool. Kyle returns to the center of the bedroom. Let's go to the hallway. Kyle walks into the small hallway that connects the rooms to his apartment together. Are we good? No, let's move to the kitchen. Kyle walks into the center of the kitchen. Open the fridge. And let's prepare breakfast. Nom. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and a grilled sausage. That sounds nice. Smash the food. Oh, I'm going to do the stupid answers next. Just you wait. Eat the food. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. It took him an hour, as it normally does. He felt refreshed. Cool. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Let's return to the hallway. And we just want to leave? Guess we want to leave. No, move to the kitchen. Check the pantry. No. Okay, this is taking all my time up. Return to the hallway. Let's just, like, leave the apartment. Carl walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Why are we visiting the tech store? Why are we visiting our downstairs neighbour? Okay, sure, let's go to the tech store. Carl walked into a clean, white tech store. He was greeted by a techno gym, an elaborate car mascot with flashing lights. Still techno gym. Ask attendant for free samples. Carl asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Carl a confused and slightly vacant look. Carl began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Carl to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Grab with teeth. Grab with hand. Carl took the phone pleasantly from the outstretched hand and said quietly, "Thanks for your service." Cool. Okay, so we've run out of time. We've got a broken phone, we've eaten breakfast, we've got a snazzy suit, and we've got notes. Carl hurried to set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Yeah, genuine. My God, I can't speak today. As Carl approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach Rachel. "Good evening, Carl," she said, looking at him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Carl responded, "Yes!" Scream and spin in circles. No, we're going to answer politely. I'm looking forward to this next one. "And I as well, Rachel," answered Carl, extending his hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest." Shake her hand. And another mild exchange of pleasantries. Carl and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. Oh yeah, a moment after seeing the studio lights brighten and the cameras clicked on. Let's start the broadcast. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction." Kyle mentioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "Glad to be here." "Well, I'm sure we have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in," said Kyle. "I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. "Okay. What's your funniest story?" "You've been involved in a lot of different things," said Carl, "but what's your funniest story?" "That's a great question, Carl," said Rachel. "I just think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. When my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swapped their things and locked myself into my room." Rachel laughed elegantly. Carl decided to move on. Carl asked another question. Are you a mother?" Rachel and I and many others would love to know. "Are you a mother?" Carl looked up from his notes. "Well, being a single woman with a career," she answered, "that's not something that has crossed my mind." Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. "Very reasonable indeed," said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. What's your guilty pleasure?" "We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure?" "Oh, well, that's an easy answer," said Rachel. "Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. That's fucking disgusting. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often." Rachel smiled sweetly. Carl asked another question. So we're going to ask for diet tips. I bet it's going to be pickles and chocolate. Right. "Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure," said Carl. "What is your best diet tip?" "Well, a good diet starts with a plan," answered Rachel. "Don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit." "But," she continued, "that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed." She smiled. Carl looked at his flabby self, decided not to comment, and moved on. After reading his final question, Carl looked up from his paper. "Well, Rachel," he said, "I think that's all I was planning on asking you." "If that's the case, Carl, may I ask you something in return?" asked Rachel, smiling one more time. "Do you prepare your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together." "Oh, I'm always together, me, or as well prepared, No, I'm not. I can't even lie. I just wing stuff." Before Carl could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Carl returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt perhaps something was still missing. Okay, so we got Kyle prepared very well. We got one ending. So it's like good interview is like the first one. Let's play it through and just be an absolute fucking mental person. Skip. That's a different one. Oh, there are different options now. Oh, we're just going to wither away. Carl decided to stay put and wither away. Carl withered away and successfully died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not seem to relieve him of his responsibilities. Oh my god. Get out of bed anyway. Carl exited his bed and took a quick glance around him. Scavenge. Carl quickly crouched down the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. Carl started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Safe for later use. Carl stashed the wriggling mass for later use. Carl returned to the center of the bedroom. Let's exit the hallway. Okay, I want to check the locked door because I was kind of intrigued about this. Let's have checked the lock. Carl walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly the door was locked from the inside. Float through as a ghost. Carl used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Carl found himself in the room to stash various items sent to him by his fans. Get laser claymore. Check supernatural artifact. Oh yeah, we're a ghost. We're checking that. It's one of the many mysterious artifacts Carl has been sent over the years. Smash it! Carl began patting the mysterious artifact with both fists. Within a few hours, it became dust. An ancient force trapped in the artifact is released and turned Carl into a lizard demon. So I'm a ghost lizard demon. Cool. Gotcha. Nice to know. Carl found himself in the room. Yeah, let's check the sewing. No, get the laser claymore. Expecting a battle. Oh, I'm a lizard demon ghost. I'm going to expect a battle, right? Yeah, we grab the claymore. Let's check the sewing machine. Carl walked over and the dilapidated sewing machine's box was only half removed. Let's sew some bug puppets. Oh yeah, Carl started sewing dead bugs together to make a small, actuated finger puppets. Carl crafted a bug puppet for each finger. He named them after guests he'd interview on his show. Sure, okay, let's go back to the hall. We've got 7 hours left. Carl walked to the small hallway that connects to rooms. Okay, let's float through the slide door. Carl found himself in the room stashed various items. Oh, we've already been in here already. Let's leave apartment and go haunt some people. Let's go piss off our downstairs neighbour. Carl approached his downstairs neighbour's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Carl expectantly. Consume, Gabby! Carl unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Oh, yes. Dropped down and turned to the middle of the street. Oh, yes. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Carl hurried to set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he... Per normal? How is that normal for Kyle? Well, we are a lizard person at least. Sitting across from the host was a glamorous woman. As Kyle approached, Rachel looked up and smiled at a lizard king. Rachel's smile turned to horror as she realized she was looking at not a human, but a lizard demon. Pandemonium ensued. Scripts went flying, crew members ran in all directions, lights were knocked over. As Carl watched the chaos around him, his lizard demon form enveloped his last shred of humanity. Carl grew to a massive size. Within several minutes, he had demolished the now empty set. A local force of 5 spunky teenagers in brightly coloured apparel arrived at the scene to fight Kyle. As the teenagers swung at him with their spunky individualised weapons, Kyle pushed them over with his foot. Kyle rampage of his studio ruins continued, but in another part of the city, a hero was rising up. In a dusty apartment on the top floor of an old skyscraper in the oldest part of town sat a large man named Frank. Gotta love Frank. Few people in the world knew that Frank existed. Fewer knew his name. Frank was watching the local news. A story about the studio rampage was playing. Quickly, Frank got up from his chair. He opened a small door hidden behind a poster on his wall. Inside was an unbelievable mound of fat-ridden foods, unrefrigerated and fairly rotten. Frank began to consume the mound at a frightened rate. His body began to puff. Frank expanded faster and faster with each minute he burst through the roof. Within minutes, Frank was a towering behemoth. Yeah, sure. He rolled across the city, rebounding off buildings, getting cheers from onlookers below. Yeah, cheer at the oversized fat dude rolling down the street. Woo! Woo! Approaching Carl, Frank gave a long, painful heave upwards into the sky. To Carl, the sky turned black. He looked upwards to see the monstrous figure hurtling towards him. And in a moment, Carl was completely enveloped in rubbery fat, unable to move or make noise. Frank was quite tired and passed out where he lay. Several years later went by as Frank slumbered. As Carl was held in Frank's warm, fatty embrace, his humanity began to return. When the first winter came, Frank's body recycled his fat for resources. Over many months, he shrank in size. Eventually, Carl was human and Frank was thinned. They both walked away from the scene as new men. Neither realized how much time had passed. Yeah, Carl prepared by being a lizard. It was a ghost as well. Okay, Lizard Demon 1. So there's like many different endings we can get to this. Let's go for one more. Okay, so we're going to browse social media this time. Carl starts to scroll through his news article on his phone. Read the article. Stay up late with Carl ranked number 1 and number 2 show on television. Cool, read more. New East Bridge being constructed after found not actually exist. Authorities investigated. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel made to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Ooh, okay. Who is the bug vigilante? That's me. I'm the bug vigilante, me. Kyle first to show up for several charity events. We should get out of bed. Whoops. Okay, let's open the closet. And we're going to choose a very swanky outfit. We are going to choose some skunk pasties because I don't know what the fuck they are still. No, we're going for a suit of armor. Carl's unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Carl managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Cool. Well, do you know what we're going to do? We are going to go and get that laser mine because we didn't use that last time. Check the locked door. Let's force the door with forehead. That sounds like a really good idea. Carl decided it would be best to try force the door open with the use of his face. After smashing his features into a solid wood for several minutes, Carl gained severe short-term amnesia. Carl walked into the small hallway. Yeah, sure. Okay, moving to kitchen. Check pantry. It's locked. Shit. So there's so much you can actually do. You're so limited on time. Return to bedroom. Sit at desk. Check the desk drawer. Open the desk drawer. Small key. He grabbed the small key from his desk. Okay, back to desk. We've not got enough room. We've not got enough time. We've not got enough time. Open the... No. We've not got enough time. We've run out of time. Okay, so what we've got short-term amnesia and a suit this time. Sitting across from his host. Yeah. Sure, Rachel. Yeah. Carl responded. Forget her name from amnesia. Hello, you. Carl's ears began to ring in from his concussion. Rachel looked at Carl, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Carl's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Carl's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Carl sat in the nearest chair. Rachel sat her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. A moment after seeing the studio lights brighten and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Carl. My name is... Carl made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Carl looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are, Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind. He probably was Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone, she waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So, why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Funny, she said. Are you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Carl looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Carl got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to, technical issues. Carl woke up from his bed the next day remembering nothing about what happened. Carl forgot everything. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm really, really, really intrigued by the small key. I'm going to go have a quick look. I'm wondering what it is. Sit at desk. Check desk drawer. Small key. Back to desk. Check desk drawer. There's a flashlight as well. So we're going to get the flashlight and the key. We're going to get up from desk. We're going to open the closet. Can we not use the flashlight? Choose an outfit. Okay. Let's just pick the jeans and swimming goggles. Oh, yes. But I want to use the small key. Is it for the locked door or is it for the key? I think it's for the... Check the pantry. Can't wait to access the pantry but found it was locked with a small keyhole. Use the small key. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved in years but eventually opened. Let's have a look in the pantry. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Carl's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Let's chug a bottle of lard. Carl voraciously grabbed the closet bottle, snapped the neck against the wall and snuck out all of the fat within a minute. Chug a lard bottle. Carl wildly snuck down another bottle. He felt very sick. Chug a lard bottle. Carl's vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which. Finish off the pantry. As Carl finished the last bottle of lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him. Oh yes. I feel good for consuming all the fat. I'm going to eat the crust on the fridge wall. After balling up the fifth from the sides of the fridge, Carl bit into the crusty moist ball. So amidst a chewing layer, Carl finished chewing and swallowed the ball whole. Carl walked to the center of the kitchen. Okay, that was not quite as good as I'd expected it to be. Okay, can we visit the downstairs neighbour? Maybe she has the... Oh, I'm running out of time. I ran out of time. There's so many things I could do. Okay, so this is all the same. So Carl responded, "We're going to scream and spin in circles." Carl stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Okay, so what else can we do? So, good evening everyone, said Carl. Yeah, so we've done this, introduced Rachel. Carl vomited all the horrible things he'd eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Carl concerned, gave a couple of coughs and decided to play it cool to keep the show running. Carl stopped and vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. So I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. We've already said this. So this is the same. This is the same. This is the same. In shock, Carl realised he'd never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. I was too busy eating all the lard. Knowing he had eyes of millions upon him, Carl came up with a solution very quickly. Play dead! Carl stopped in his seat and played dead. Carl, what are you up to? Asked Rachel, still smiling. Carl not responding and hoped nobody would ask him questions. Carl, why are you pretending to be dead? Asked Rachel. I can see you breathing. Carl held his breath. The producer whispered to Rachel over the earpiece, give him a couple of slaps across the face and see if he wakes up. Rachel got up from her chair, walked to Carl, and slapped him firmly across the face. Rachel slapped Carl continuously, trying to get him to stop play acting. Other members of the crew stepped into the frame to start slapping Carl as well. Soon, Carl was lost in the amassment of people around him, all slapping his face with both hands. The slapping went on for many hours. Hours. Carl did not wake up. Eventually, Carl did not need to pretend to be unconscious. Carl prepared by dying. Woo! We didn't go a ghost that time, though. Okay, so that's 4 endings of this game. This is a really funny game. It's simple, but it's really well written, and it's freaking hilarious. I highly recommend, if you want to find some more endings, you download the game for yourself. It's free. There's a link in the description below. You can download the game. You can actually play it in your browser as well, which is pretty awesome. So this was Carl is Famous. Really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe for new daily videos. And I'll see you again soon.